always sulking? Come on. Come on, smile for fuck's sake, make an effort.
Probably thought you'd drop dead peacefully in your sleep.
I'm explaining a film from 2018 titled The Night Eats the World. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the content. The scene begins with Sam attending a party thrown by a woman, who is his ex-girlfriend. The reason Sam came to the party was not to have fun, but to pick up his things there. Due to the arrival of visitors, Sam's ex-girlfriend advised him to wait or, at the very least, have a drink while waiting. Sam lost his cool after waiting for so long because his ex-girlfriend did not appear. Sam then inquired where his stuff were so he could retrieve them himself. Finally, the ex-girlfriend stated that his belongings had been placed in a location not far from there, and she also instructed Sam to wait there so that the ex could speak with her current lover, who was in danger. Then Sam proceeded to the location where his stuff were kept. However, because he still hadn't located his possessions, Sam closed the door so that no one could enter. A few moments later Sam managed to find his things, but suddenly his nose was bleeding so he decided to take a short break. When Sam was sleeping, suddenly there was a scream from outside, and the story had just started. The next day when Sam woke up, he returned to his house and brought his belongings. But how surprised he was when he left the room, everything that was outside his room. Last night was a mess. When Sam was preparing to come out, it was discovered that individuals had turned into zombies, including his own ex-girlfriend. Sam attempts to remain cool and think straight in the aftermath of that horrific occurrence. He also began to consider how he would get out of the building, particularly how he would live in the face of the undead. A loud noise below shocked Sam as he was washing the floor where he was. Suddenly, a shot hit the floor near him and nearly hit his head. Sam also investigated the source of the shot sound, which turned out to be someone who had committed suicide by shooting his head. Then Sam broke down the floor and was about to go down to find out what was really going on. It turned out that the man had committed suicide after he shot his wife who had become a zombie. Sam immediately gathered food for supplies. He also took the weapon that the man had used to guard against zombies. Then Sam closed all access to the building. Sam started checking the building drawings after making some preparations. He notes which rooms are still empty and which rooms are filled by zombies while gathering goods that can still be used. After thoroughly inspecting the whole area, Sam returned to his room via elevator, only to discover that the elevator was occupied by an elderly guy who had transformed into a zombie. Sam tied the zombie up in the elevator with his belt since he didn't think it was violent. When night fell, Sam attempted to relax by listening to music till he fell asleep. The next day Sam started observing the movement of the zombies from his room, besides that he also counted the amount of food, so he could calculate how long he could survive. After it was finished, Sam also expressed his emotions by beating the drum as loud as he could, but he didn't expect that this would actually provoke the zombies who started arriving. It occurred to him whether there were still survivors in the city, as the city appeared to him to be highly devastated, barren, and like a ghost town. Days passed, and Sam kept himself occupied by doing anything he could, such as gun practice, playing music, and attempting to kill zombies. Because if he hadn't done anything, he could have perished in sorrow and perplexity because there was no one except the zombies. Then Sam began to take away the corpse that was downstairs since it was stinking, but Sam couldn't handle the thought of just throwing the corpse away, so he wrapped it and stored it on the bed in one of the rooms. While Sam was taking a shower, the water suddenly turned off. Then he began to think about how to supply water for his daily needs. When night fell, Sam was dozing when he was awakened by a noise downstairs. It was revealed that the zombies had entered by busting down the door downstairs. Worse, the monsters assaulted Sam and bit his leg. But it appears to be merely a horrible dream he's been having recently. To pass the time, Sam keeps himself occupied by exercising as much as he can. He also interacts with an old male zombie he has tied up in the elevator, whose name is Alfred. Strange, how come a zombie can speak and know his name? Sam uses any container that can hold rainwater, which he uses as his water needs. Sam seems to be getting used to his new life. He often chats with Alfred. He told Alfred about his mother, who didn't know how she was doing now, while undead Alfred remained mute. A cat unexpectedly entered his path as he was practice shooting. Sam jumped down and grabbed the cat. The cat first wanted to approach him, but then fled away, forcing Sam to follow it. When Sam started looking for the cat, some zombies started to appear and attack him. He ran into the building and left the cat outside. At first Sam thought that the cat would be used as a friend to fill his loneliness, but he failed to get it. As a result of the incident, it turned out that Sam got a wound on his leg. Sam pointed his rifle at his own head, fearful of becoming a zombie, to test if he would transform or not. After all that time, the wound seemed to be little more than a scratch wound. He was also overjoyed that he hadn't turned into a zombie, and he laughed out loud. The next day, Sam became aware that the zombies were no longer around, and he wondered where they had gone. He also used binoculars to view from the top of the structure, but he discovered nothing or no one. Sam began to feel lonely because he was alone. He was planning to leave town and go somewhere, but his fear of zombies overpowered his desire, so he abandoned his intention. Sam also expressed his emotions by cursing zombie Alfred.
Why are you always sulking? Come on. Come on, smile for fuck's sake, make an effort. You know what your problem is? You're such a fucking...
Then he beat the drum so loudly that it woke up the zombies who had not been seen before. Finally the zombies came back to the building where Sam lived. This monotonous and aimless existence causes Sam to lose control of his thoughts. When Sam was sleeping, there was a noise approaching near the door of his room, which made him feel hopeless. Sam aimed his revolver towards the door right away. When Sam approached, it was clear that it wasn't a zombie, but rather a survivor of a zombie attack. When it was revealed that the survivor was a lady, Sam hastened to bring her into his room. When it was revealed that the survivor was a lady, Sam hastened to bring her into his room. Sam felt relieved because this was his first encounter with a living human. The next day Sam was happy because the woman was still alive, because so far he had never met anyone else. Sarah was the woman's name. She said that she survived by moving from one building to another. This implies that there are still many individuals who survived the way Sam did, but the majority of them have grown agitated and even insane. Then Sam told Sarah about his activities and presented her to the zombie Alfred. Sarah also urged Sam to be cautious since we never know how long zombie Alfred will remain silent, and to be prepared if the zombies attack him one day. Sarah's presence with him has improved him. Despite living in the shadow of zombies, Sam now feels at ease. The next day Sam began to share his food supply with Sarah, but because the food supplies were running low, Sam planned to look for food in a room inhabited by zombies. But before that, Sam punched a hole in the door and shot all the zombies in the room. Then he raced to gather food and goods from that room that may be used. When Sam returned, he was in a panic because he couldn't find Sarah. He searched everywhere but couldn't find her. Sarah was apparently on the roof of the building, gazing out at the scenario outside, and she stated that she wanted to get out of there. They'd never know whether there were survivors out there creating camps since they couldn't stay in the building. That's why Sarah decided to keep on and hunt for the refugee camp, but Sam objected and told her to stay in the building if she wanted to be safe. Sarah also warned Sam to stay alert, because he never knows when the zombies can break into the building and attack him. She also said that if Sam was still there, he would go mad and eventually commit suicide. However, all of this Sarah-related episode was evidently simply Sam's hallucination and fantasy. Sarah had truly died when she was shot at the time, and Sam was very sad when he had to face that terrible truth. This suggests that Sam is likewise becoming insane. When Sam unzipped Sarah's bag and emptied its contents, he found that Sarah had a family all along, but that Sarah's family had perished as a result of zombie attacks, and she was the only one who was still alive at the moment. Sam eventually took Sarah's advice, and he prepared to leave the building right away. Not forgetting that Sam also removed the zombie Alfred from that place, but who knows what happened. Alfred didn't attack Sam in the slightest, he then just left. The sound of a fire alarm generated by burning smoke frightened Sam, and the zombies outside eventually managed to get inside the building. Recognizing this, Sam attempts to battle the zombies as much as possible. Due to the enormous number of zombies, he entered the elevator and locked himself in. Sam tried to get out of the elevator by climbing to the top floor, but one of the zombies caught up with Sam, so he had to fight it. The zombie looked very strong even though it had been hit several times by Sam, but the last blow finally killed the zombie. Sam also climbed in through the hole he had made before. It turned out that behind the thick cloud of smoke several zombies were waiting there. Because of the big cloud of smoke, it appeared that the zombies didn't know where Sam was. When Sam did make it out, he intended to climb down the building using the rope he had prepared prior. When one of the zombies reached the top of the building and was going to attack Sam, he swiftly leaped with the rope, forcing him to collide with the building next to him and become comatose. Sam eventually came to his senses and began climbing with the rope a few seconds later. Arriving at the top of the building, Sam thought that he had to keep going through building after building, as suggested by Sarah before, and the film ended. That's all the recap. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to stay updated with recaps of our latest films. Your support would be appreciated. I hope to see you next time.